Come with me to turn my book cover business with no revenue and almost no traffic into a, hopefully, thriving business in 12 weeks. A while back, I started making book covers like these with the hope of selling them and turning them into a business. I have not given it the time and attention that it needs to really become a thing, but that ends today because I'm starting another 12-week year. The 12-week year is in reference to this book. I've used the 12-week year before, and I had a lot of really good results from it. I started learning how to tattoo. I wrote a draft of my novel. And I started my website and got a lot of mock-ups done. But running this website costs me $60 a month, and I'm not really willing to keep paying it for something that is not making me money back. I love this idea, but I don't want to be unrealistic about it. So I'm going to be putting in a lot of work for the next 12 weeks. And if you would like to follow along and see if it works and I can actually get this thing to be a real thing other than just a portfolio for stuff that I enjoy, feel free to follow along. I would love to have you here. Every ounce of emotional support is truly appreciated. This time I found a 12-week template on YouTube that this girl made, and it is amazing. It's like already set up. So I recently went in and filled out everything that I need to do each day of every week for the next 12 weeks to hopefully reach all of the tactics that I think will really help get some traction on the site. My main task today was to get some covers printed. My sister-in-law is really sweet and she ordered a like custom set, which I was really excited to make. So I went and got those printed at FedEx today. Right here. And I'm getting to FaceTime some friends from college tonight, so I made today a little bit of an easier day, even though it's my day one. I want to add the link to the site to all of the YouTube videos that I have and film this TikTok, so check. My goal is sort of to keep you updated as I go as sort of an accountability thing for me. And if you're trying to start any business related thing, especially if you're a book businessy person, I would love to hear what projects you're working on so I'm not in this alone. And of course, if you would like to check out the site, it is katsbycovers.com. Hoping to add a bunch of new designs soon and hopefully a physical print option. It's something I'm trying to figure out during this time. And if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching and hanging around. Because unfortunately, my coworker doesn't really do all that much. Hi, I'm Katelyn, and I'm trying to turn my zero revenue book cover shop into hopefully a thriving business in 12 weeks. I'm using the 12-week year template, and as you can see, we're kind of behind. Partially because I needed to do a final edit and thumbnail and upload and all that good stuff for a YouTube video. But I have at least managed to get the hardest part of the day done, which was going to be cranking out a bunch of new book covers. Luckily, they're just an ombre kind of set that'll hopefully look really cute with contemporary novels. So I'm now just at the part of trying to make mock-ups for them. This is a sort of rainbow set that I was working on, but I've also got a bunch of monochrome sets and I've got all the different sizes and stuff, so I'm finishing that up. Then it will just be a race to the finish line to see if I can get everything I planned for today done. Please send help. All right, all of the color mock-ups are done. I'm planning to put these on the site until I can actually get them physically printed and get some product photos. Now we are on to Pinterest. Are done. I'm hoping that the videos will show like a preview. I'm not super familiar with Pinterest yet, so hoping for the best. So next up, I want to make a lead magnet to put on some of my YouTube videos to get people on the mailing list. So I'm gonna put that together. It's really simple. I'm gonna just test out and see how it does and then hopefully refine the design later on. Okay, this little lead magnet is up and running. We are still not done because these are the custom book covers that I've been working on. But if you can see the edges, these books I thrifted, and this is not really going with the color aesthetic that I'm looking for. So my plan is to actually paint the covers. I know that might be a criminal offense, but I want them white so that on the edges where they are peeking out from behind the covers, they don't look green and blue and whatever other colors we've got. These are looking a lot better. They're gonna have to dry overnight though before I can get to the other sides. So until I go to bed, I'm probably going to be looking for a couple classics that I can use, since I'm hoping that I can use them to kind of get book covers without needing actual books that would be really expensive. So I'll keep you updated if that is possible or not. Turns out that making a KDP book is a smidge harder than anticipated. My goal for this upcoming 12 weeks was to work on my book covers business and figure out a way to make a physical copy. Right now on the website, the only option is to print them yourselves. And I really want to be able to offer pre-printed stuff. And my thought process was that I could just upload on KDP and just use Creative Commons books and then get those delivered with the covers on them without needing to go through a printer like FedEx or Staples. They're a bit more expensive than I would like, and they have to be manually cut. And so I was hoping that this is an option so that if you can see the book covers back there, they're like swords. I could put those on the outside of a classic that is, fully legal to print and stuff, and then take the covers off. But this is not as simple as I thought. Observe the many tabs that are open right now. I'm using the 12-week year template to try and complete all this stuff on time, but getting all of these up in a single day, I think I overestimated myself. Luckily, I have Saturday as a catch-up day for pretty much all of the goals I have for this week, and for the most part, we've been able to stick to a lot of the big things that needed to get done this week, but right now, this is the enemy. I'm actually getting to go to a play tonight, so the idea of getting it all done today to stay on track is a little far-fetched, but wish me luck this weekend, because I think I'm going to be in the throes of KDP. And if you have published through Kindle Direct, please let me know your experience and or any tips, because I'm very intimidated right now. I will just keep clicking on links and hope for the best.
Is it that sweet? I guess so. I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer. Oh, you look so cute. Wrapped around my finger. My twisted humor. Making love so often. My honeybee. Come and get this pollen. So glad you.
It's week 2 of my 12-week year, trying to turn my idea of a book cover business into a real thing. Example of said book covers. And I wanted to share my week 2 goals with you. First up was to finish some stuff with a custom set that I did for my sister-in-law, and I actually managed to get all that done yesterday, which was awesome. I wanted to work on some new book cover designs, sort of like these, but in more, I guess, interior design friendly colors, like neutrals and stuff. And I wanted to add those designs to KDP, but also different print-on-demand options that would have the right sizes of book covers. That has turned out to be significantly more difficult than I thought. So I'm actually a little bit behind on that portion from my goals of working on that last week. So I'm going to hopefully be catching up this week in that arena. I also wanted to figure out how to section out my site. I feel like the book covers I'm making are sort of separated into 3 sections where they could be fandom, just general reading vibes, and then interior design. I'd like to have that on the homepage so people can first pick their vibe and then figure out if they want to do the digital file or dust jacket delivery option. I'm not super duper tech savvy, especially in this way. So that's going to take a little probably YouTube tutorialing to figure that one out. And then last, I wanted to add a graphic to my website, sort of making it easier to understand the print process and the easiest way to go about it if you're gonna print your own book covers. And then other than that, I have all of the social media related stuff. I just finished filming the YouTube update, and I am currently working on this one. So thanks for being here. And send me all of your best vibes when it comes to print on demand, because whew. I just finished cleaning my whole house. And you wanna know why? Because I'm procrastinating. Whenever I'm putting off work, I tend to clean the house because I think it feels productive and it makes me feel like I'm not procrastinating. That is not the truth. So I'm going to try and actually do what's on my to-do list for today.
Can't really mug on your face. Throwing Kris Jenner's phone off the balcony.
Tim, there's people that are dying.
Days. I'll talk to you soon. Subscribe to Eve Cornwell. And
Congratulations, tours across the world. Thanks for choosing Ingram Spark.
So I think I figured out at least sort of how to set up a print-on-demand book with the book covers that I want on them. Now to just repeat the process for every design in every size. But for me, usually the hardest part isn't necessarily just like putting in the work, it's usually figuring out how to do the work, like the learning part of it is what causes me to procrastinate the most. So I'm feeling pretty good about just doing this process a lot tomorrow, since tomorrow is Saturday, and I should be able to spend most of the day working on this, I hope. But I'm about to take a break for tonight, so instead of continuing to work on this, which is gonna take like several hours, I'm gonna try and work on a graphic for my website explaining how people can print their own book covers if they don't wanna pay for the pre-printed option. And then I think I'm gonna call it a night. I even look tired. It's week 3 of trying to turn my book covers business idea into a real thing, and I have some exciting news. So yesterday I had a really good conversation because a long time ago, right when I first thought of this idea, I wanted to get a printer that would allow me to print book covers, like the full size. And in order to do that, the printer that I wanted was gonna be like $2,000. And that's just like not an investment that I can make at the moment. After having a conversation about like printing it at home instead of trying to use some sort of print-on-demand service, I was like, I'm just gonna go look one more time. And I think I found a printer. The ink is already here, the printer is not, but it's an Epson Workforce 7820, which means that I could print on the type of paper that I need, and I could print a 13 by 19 size, which is pretty close to what I need. So normally the width that I'm using is 22 inches, but a $170 printer that I found on sale versus a $2,000 to $3,000 printer, those 3 inches just don't seem quite that much. That difference would be 1.5 inches on each side of these flaps. So if this was the custom cover, the print would have to be cut off here. So I ordered the paper that would go in the printer along with the printer. So I'm gonna try and wrap it and see, like, does it pop off? Is there an issue with it? Because if there's not, and I'm able to use this printer instead of going to a professional printer or trying to figure out a print-on-demand option, then that would be amazing. Math doesn't always make sense in my brain, but if I'm estimating correctly, being able to use this printer and not have to pay for like a FedEx printing or a print-on-demand situation, it would cut the cost of like a book cover set to like 1/4 of what I would need to charge, which would be amazing because my goal is to make this like a really affordable option for people. I don't want it to be like super expensive, so keep your fingers crossed. Also, this weekend I finally figured out how to do collections on the website so that I could separate them out into different vibes, which was definitely a goal for a long time. So that is also exciting. Stay tuned to watch me figure out how to connect another wireless printer to my computer because that did not go super well the first time, did it? Also, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so I can put my website in my bio. So if you found this interesting and you want to see a bunch of upcoming book cover designs, I would really appreciate the follow. Goodbye! You guys, I actually have an official sale. That's so exciting. Thank you, Alexandra. If you happen to see this, you made my day, my week.
You could have been getting down to this sick beat. My ex-man brought his new girlfriend. She's like, oh my god, but I'm just gonna shake it to the fella.
I have a question for all of my reader people. What is the best reading-related gift you've ever gotten or given to someone? Really looking to beef up the blog section of my website. There's really not that much there. And I thought that a best gifts for readers list would be really fun, but I didn't have like quite enough to make a whole article that really felt substantial enough to like try to get people to read. So if you have a good gift or you've been eyeing something online that you think would be such a good gift to give a reader or get as a reader, I would love to hear about it and add it to my little list. I'm back from vacation. Do you know what that means, Beanie? We get to try out the printer today. Beanie. Now you want to hang out with me. Before we left for vacation, I had my husband drag this thing up here because it's massive and heavy. But now that I'm looking at my office, I I have no idea where I'm gonna put it. I already have the normal printer, all of the bookshelves, all the tattoo stuff, and then filming equipment, piano, desk, and walking desk. There's literally not an inch of space for this. And if I am gonna use this to print book covers and stuff, it's not like it's ideal to just have this on the floor and then also have me like laying the book covers on the floor. I vacuum as much as I possibly can, but I do have a golden retriever and she's just, the floors are not clean.
It's okay though.
So I think I have a solution, but it requires carrying the printer back down the stairs. No freaking kidding. Hello. So I tried to put her on top of this table, but the glass made a noise that I didn't love. So she's down here hiding in a little cubby hole. Because honestly, I don't think this table could actually support the weight. It's pretty old, and I think it would just honestly crumble underneath it.
It will take and things.
It printed so fast I couldn't even catch it on camera. After an hour-long fight.
Did you click on settings?
Night 2 of fighting with my printer, and my dog is trying to make me feel better about it. I've been struggling with the settings to get it to print a book cover on a large piece of paper like this. I'd been really excited about the printer, so having issues was making me pretty disheartened, and you can see me going back and forth with the YouTube video trying to figure it out. Eventually, I did figure out the settings to make it print full scale on the page, so you can see that happening here of the printer finally working and finally getting past all the error messages. I was so excited to get the first test print officially underway, and you can see me cheering through the exhaustion. I ended up buying the wrong size paper cutter, awesome for me, and so scissors it was. Also, look at how the colors turned out. I was so excited. It wasn't streaky and it was super bright. It was super late at night while I was doing this, but I was so determined to get this cut out. If you saw my last video about the printer, you know that I was worried about these side flaps. The printer doesn't make it quite as long as a traditional cover. Also, look at how cute this tattoo is that I'm working on. Back to business. I went ahead and folded the cover. This is Water Lilies by Monet, so I'm hoping to eventually make the full set so that it looks like the painting. And I folded in the tabs here so you can see that the flaps aren't quite as long, but I think they turned out okay. This was when I realized that there was a bleed issue with the printer, so I'm gonna have to figure that out, but I think I know how to do it. So overall, I'm pretty excited with this as a test print. I'm so happy with how the colors turned out. Honestly, I was just admiring it for a little while, and I'm hoping to try the rest of the set this weekend. Follow to see the results.
I'm gonna drive all night. I'm gonna drive all night. I think the apple's rotten right to the core. From all the things lost down from all the apples blooming before. I spit the apple down symmetrical lines. So what I find is kinda scary. Makes me just wanna drive. I'm gonna drive all night. I'm gonna drive all night.
But I've gotten to the point, you should know this too, that